through the air in speed, stump to stump, he can be difficult to navigate.
Yes, Hattie, good bowling.
The cut shot, that was a Fuller's delivery. A little bit better with his trajectory. I can't even say it. How'd I go with that?
It's
a little bit better with his line.
English can be hard
without saying that again.
Particularly Tuesday night after spending all day at work.
No, I butchered it.
And you're a salesman. You would have been on the phones, no doubt.
28 is the partnership so far. The reverse paddle through the gap. No. Got ball. At Soglu's number 25. He's got one more delivery to go. Here again, Brett, at 100. Four for 101. Nathan Ellis going to come into the attack. He's just bowled the one, so we'll get 3 on end from him from the river ends. And Riley Meredith, who another 2 for tonight. He's still got 2 deliveries to go. Can Sutherland explode here? We know he's capable. The surge still up their sleeve. Drive down the ground. Straight away wants 2. Chasers on. They'll get 2 quite quickly, and they do. Doug Doran hits the stumps from a long way away, but they were home safely. For Drink Wise, the play of the day. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Riley Meredith again. 2 early wickets, which has put the Renegades on the back foot. He's on the back foot this time with the bat. That's Sutherland, who can't beat the infield. Some change of pace again. Riley Meredith, a bit quicker that one.
I think if you're the non-striker, you just have to go there, don't you? I mean, the ball's gone hard to the man on the ring. He's got to field it cleanly, switch his feet, throw the stumps down. It's quite unlikely with the ball, even though it's gone quite firmly, if you take off straight away. Field spread like this, it should be run a ball.
Sutherland high up on his toes, driving on the offside, goes with it this time. Shot the stumps, misses, and they pick up another single. So doing it once, if they got the scope to really get rolling here at the back end. What do they need, Brett? We've got 4.5 overs to go. You've got to get to 150, don't you?
Yeah, look, 160 might be in play if both guys get going. Look, Tom Rogers has been in good form, but they're going to have to start getting a real groove on here. 12 and over gets them to 158.
For travel money, Oz, same day foreign cash delivery. The bouncer! I reckon he took the pace off that one as well. He's a good exponent of that exact delivery.
I've got to say, Nathan Ellis, when he takes his hat off, his hair is not great.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Is it? Well, he just needs product desperately. It looks.
You've been whinging about your hair for 20 years.
The Ben Stiller character on Tropic Thunder. Not sure we're allowed to talk about that movie. Quite inappropriate.
4 Ellis now tries to flick down the leg side. Bat on it. Big appeal. Umpire says no. Now, Is he put the? They're going to have a look here at a review. Ellis is certain it's out. I think Wade's 50-50. They're going to have a look at this as they went down the leg side. So it wasn't caught a wide. It's come off something. We're not in the right spot here to judge that. We're right behind
third umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. I've checked the feet. It's a fair delivery. I'll start with front on, please.
Feels like a funny one here. I reckon Wade was half cocked at very best. And he was in the best position. Now, nonetheless, DRS challenge is on. Here we go, Brett. So it was a wide delivery.
Okay, ball goes past close to the bat and close to the pad. Can I go to Ultra Reach, please, to see if there's any bat involved?
I don't feel like there's a bat anywhere near this. I hope I've gone too early.
Okay, thank you. Keep rolling. Clear gap on the left. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Clear gap on the left. Flat line. Can we keep going through till impact on the pad, please? Thank you. Satisfied, no bat involved. If I can have the umpire back on screen, please.
What's close to
Drew, I'll get you to stay with the original decision of not out signal now.
Just a millimetre or two away, but shaved the pad. That was the query from Ellis.
I'm keen to ask a dumb question. If it goes to review and the ball hasn't touched anything there,
do
they get the wide?
No. I'd think not. Ellis to continue, the lefty on strike, driving. Ellis will chase his own. This is the trouble. You're talking about evolving at the back end of this innings, Bress, when you've got their two best bowlers with all their cards still in their pocket ready to go. One more over remaining, over 16.
Yeah, and it's why potentially coming out of the 10-over break and going straight to the surge to get Ellis and Meredith 2 overs from them out of the way, which would have potentially exposed an Owen or a Chowdhury or a David to bowl in the last 4 or 5 overs, which you could have really taken advantage of. Those overs now, of course, have been bowled out, so it is back to that clutch death bowling performers.
4 for 105 after 16. Meredith to resume for over number 17. Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals. 4 for 105. What a first up spell, Brett Jeeves, it was. 2 for 7. Pace, bumpers, Yorkers, everything from the old school almost. But he's doing it so well at the moment. The power surge has been called. So here's a big moment for Travel Money Oz same day foreign cash delivery. The power surge for Tyre Power, your trusted local.
Well, there's actually quite a bit playing out in the over break there. Nathan Ellis, the umpires, and Will Sutherland all having some very pointed words with each other. Couldn't quite work out what it was over. I could lip read Nathan Ellis saying, "You take my hat then." So make of that what you will, David.
Meredith now with thunderbolts. Oh, the drive down the ground was beautiful from Bethel. Ooh. I haven't seen anyone get hold of Meredith this year with a shot like that. Gosh, that was composed and tidy.
He was like facing a bowling machine there. That was very pretty. Just an extension of a forward defence. Right, slightly up over the shoulder. He didn't run. 2 bounces over the boundary rope.
You bowl a bumper here with all the field in.
It's a difficult one. Yeah, you'd need someone out.
It's a deep square leg and deep points all that's there. What will Meredith do here? Full delivery driven on the onside. They'll just pick up a single. 4 for 110. Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals.
Yeah, I think if you threw the fine leg and a deep backward square out, the bumper then becomes quite predictable. It can be used quite nicely as a surprise tactic, but it comes with huge risk without anyone protecting backward of square, particularly on the leg side. Deep point coming up now. Deep backward square. And a long on in place. Meredith to Sutherland.
This will be interesting here, Brett. Field in for the surge. Sutherland pulls it straight down the front of deep square leg. Can you believe it? Mitch Owen has owned that side of the ground for the last couple of weeks, and he got it right down his throat.
He'll probably count himself a bit unlucky there, Will Sutherland. I'd have to row that boat with him. He's hit that very cleanly. It was an excellent cricket shot. Got himself way outside off stump. It was an off-speed, off-cutter from Meredith. Very well struck. Straight down the throat of Mitch Owen, who took a very good catch. Kept the ball off the turf. Very important wicket there for the Hurricanes. Well, Sutherland, he's a danger man. Sutherland, 5 for 110 in the opening over of the surge.
Harry Dixon now in for Melbourne. Disappointing, very disappointing indeed from a Renegades perspective. He is the man that was going to take them an extra 20, wasn't he, at the end? That's what he would have been banking on too. He's so unlucky. He picked him out. He hit it really powerfully as well. Enter Harry Dixon, young 19-year-old. Can he find some rhythm here at the end? Meredith bowling thunderbolts from the Church Street end, driven down the ground. One run, shot stumps from David. Good running from Dixon. Tall, young all-rounder. He's an exciting young bat. Bowls right arm off breaks. Left-hand bat, as mentioned. Got this game right where they want them at the moment. Hobart. Just again, it's the 2 innings rule, I reckon, tonight, Jiva. Just a few little things in the wicket that have been just a bit more spicy, if that's the right word, than normal. The 2 on the fence here are deep mid-on and deep backward square. Bethel on strike. Drive down the ground. Good timing. Won't get all the way. It's a good chase from David. They only get a couple.
Jeez, I thought that was going
initially.
For 6. That was huge. Jeez, that looked...
It was a mirage.
It's a very, very pretty shot. Technically, just a stunning back lift. And like I said before, it's an extension of a defensive shot. The bat only just flows over the shoulder. It's not a full golf swing. Very elegant lofted drive.
Young man from Barbados, 21 years of age. Full delivery, tucked away. They'll pick up just a single. So at the end of 17 overs, 5 for 114, the Renegades.
With built-in cooled storage and long-range option with up to 555 kilometres of range. The Kia EV5. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
It's a nice-looking player. Jacob Bethel, of course, he's already made his Test debut. Oh, that's a big one. Will it get all the way over cover? Yes. It was an unusual full bunger. Bethel smacked it over covers.
Very, very elegant bat swing, isn't it? It's
nice.
You could watch that all day. You're right, Dave. It was a full bunger on speed, but dealt with over cover. That's a very tough thing to do.
It's an interesting case, Bethel. Of course, another world he could have been very much playing for the West Indies. Born and raised there, but moved to England when he was 13 on a scholarship, would you believe, with rugby union. Very talented young man. He's on 60 now. Oh, now that's a big one that's gone high. Owen thought he was a chance, but it got over the fence and went so high. That was your 60 degree. Maybe your 58.
I thought that was out. It had that feel that it went so high. It didn't feel possible to be able to carry the journey of 60, 65 metres to the potting stand, maybe 68 to 70.
Yeah, 70 absolute tops.
6-6, Bethel, bang. Very impressive. Very pretty player.
So Ellis suddenly under the pump. None for 23 now. Midway through his third over. Bethel starting to expand his shot play. There was a nick, though, over shot at the stumps. He might be out if he hits. He doesn't. They get through for a single.
He seemed very reluctant to take the single there. Bethel, I think he was enjoying every piece of Nathan Ellis there. Non-striker's call, of course, going behind square on the offside. I think the smart play is to try and get Bethel back on strike. He looks the danger player. Good matchup for him against Ellis.
5 for 127 midway through over 18. Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals. Good bit of bowling from Ellis. Oh, he slipped over and he looks hurt.
Badly.
Can he... We've seen him do that a lot, doesn't he? Charges into the crease. He's knocked about, but the skipper's up again. He's such a robust competitor, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he just went to take off, change of direction, and the spikes didn't catch in the turf. When you get the side of the shoe on the hardness of the turf, no spike catches, you just go straight over. He's back up though. He's a competitor.
Second over at the surge. Up in the air he goes. Owens a chance this time. He gets under it, takes the catch. He's got a very, very safe pair of hands. Dixon departs for one, and they get their 6th wicket. 6 for 127. One more delivery remaining in the 18th over for Travel Money Oz. Same day foreign cash delivery.
Yeah, he hasn't played that well, Dixon. He's obviously tried to hit that for an enormous 6, but I'm not sure the game dictated that was the play. I think the game wanted him just to get a single, give Bethel one more crack at Ellis, and then after that you can reset, go big again. They'd already taken 13 from the over. A single makes 14, potential for a boundary, Bethel, and then you're into the late teens. It's a great over, and you've got the opportunity. Batters have seen plenty of the ball. And of course, in the old school, batters cross, Bethel would be on strike, but the new rule is that Tom Rogers, the new batter, will be on strike to face the last ball of the surge.
67 off 44. It's been a good back end here by the young Englishman via Barbados.
Oh, he's a very pretty player.
Rogers is going to be on strike here, so 2 lefties in. Another one from your stable. Last ball of the surge. Rogers drives down the ground. They pick a single. I'm not sure they really, really wanted that too, because that'll get Bethel down the wrong end. 18 overs gone for Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals. Surge is over. 6 for 128. The surge for Tyre Power, your trusted local.
Water is precious. Put your trust in a Philmac original, the only compression fitting range made in Australia for more than 90 years. Philmac's range of rural and metric compression fittings are simple, easy to use, and provide a reliable, long-lasting connection you can trust. They're all backed by a 20-year warranty for peace of mind. Ask your local Nutrien Water expert for Philmac fittings or visit nutrienwaterstore.com.au.
6 for 128. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Riley Meredith to bowl the second last over. Look at these figures, Brett Jeeves. 3 for 16. He's economically viable every game, and he gets wickets. A punch down the ground from Rogers gets a single, which will get Bethel back on strike. 6 for 129.
He absolutely pummeled that. I'm not sure I've seen a ball hit harder along the ground than what we saw there from Tom Rogers. That was
smoked.
Destroyed. Well fielded by Tim David.
Weather conditions for Rockwall. Visit Rockwall, the local choice of Tasmanian steak. It's a very pleasant evening, about 19 degrees, a little overcast. Jim's brought in the food. That'll have Brett's ears pricked and eyes open. Mouth gaping. Oh, that's a big one into the hill. Gave himself some room. I wonder whether that was the slower ball, and it was. He took full toll of that.
Boom. Goes the Bethel Dynamite. Looked like an off-cutter into the wicket. Which is not a bad play, getting Bethel hitting to the long side, but he's just hitting the ball so clean at the moment. I think as far as a play goes, just getting that thing full and straight at the stumps, using on-speed deliveries to try and get one through him, make it difficult to work. That T-ball shot is a real go-to for him.
No one behind square, but I love it. Because the field doesn't dictate it. Meredith down the ground. What power over mid-on. Another 6 from Bethel.
Wow.
That was the pick of them.
73 off 45. That has happened fast.
Yeah.
I take that back. 79 off 46. That 6 was late to register. Superb innings from this young man who was just... That had some golf about it. That was a back-away swipe. Over long on. Boom.
Don't love the field here for Meredith on this occasion. I'm not sure why you wouldn't have one back to allow the bumper to come into play. 6 for 141. He gets the bumper, the slower pitch one. Pounded over cover. 4 more. 83 now. Meredith's figures are getting a real working over.
Well, this is where the Harry Dixon decision to try and hit a 6 in the surge with only a couple of balls to go, having watched Bethel already plunder a couple of big 6s off Ellis, is even more alarming. It just wasn't the play. He had to get Bethel back on strike.
Do you like them taking out the bumper as a ball here?
It's become a little predictable, no doubt, as proven by the results. That's
delivery.
more bold.
That's better delivery. Yorker chases on David. He's got a great arm. Throw at the stumps. Doesn't get there. They get 2 more. Just takes such a big, vital part of Riley's game out, doesn't it? So what do we got? That's 2, 18, 19 off the over. This is what they needed.
Oh, look, I mean, I think for Meredith, yes, the bumper is important. It's a good one to have up your sleeve, but nothing says unhittable like a 146 crease line Yorker.
I get it. Yeah, totally. Last ball of the 19th over. Meredith to Bethel.
Like that.
Full delivery. They're going to get a couple here. It's going to go to the circle, but they don't want it. They would have got 2. They're happy with just the 1. And 20 off over 19. Gets them up to a decent total after 19. 6 for 148. It's mow time. Toro, 0-turn mowers. That scoreboard looking a little bit more respectable for Jeeves.
Yeah, we're going to see Nathan Ellis bowl the last over. He's going to be bowling to Bethel, who'll be hitting to the shorter sides. Bethel will be pretty happy with this matchup. We saw previous Ellis over to Bethel, 6-6-1 to start, and then a bit of a Harry Dixon brain fade. I'm sure he'd like that back. Huge last over for the Renegades. 12 off, it gets them to 16. They go big with a 20. They're right up into that.
Okay, stand by. Has Bethel got 100 in him? That's what I'm interested in. He might be a couple. They're going to get an inside edge on the onside. The chase is on from... Oh,
he's thrown him down.
He's run him out. He has done everything this tournament. That was dynamite. Bethel's got to go.
Wow, it's a big problem for the Gades, because if he got going, makes that back, I think he was fancying himself against Nathan Ellis. Mitch Owen, just a masterclass from the
stump to aim at.
But what's quite humorous about that, anyone that's able to catch that replay, is that Mitchell Owen was copying it from Nathan Ellis for being too deep. Both arms are out. He
foxed him.
He went full chicken mode. He was right in the middle of Ninja Stadium. Owen said, "It's all good, Skip. I got this." Boom. Stumps down.
That was as brilliant as outfielding as I've ever seen. He had a stump and a half to aim at. I think he's hit middle, if that doesn't even sound possible as how I'm describing it. And he was out by 6 inches.
Yeah, I think even if it had found its way to Wade's gloves, it was still out. Wade would have been able to get the...
Maybe.
Comfortably.
Yeah, righto. I'm going maybe. Hug you. I'm not going with you.
Fair enough. That's all good.
7-1-49. Well, that was brilliant, Brett. That was awesome. Fergus O'Neill, by the way, is the new player in. Can we touch on that innings from Jacob Bethel? That was a masterclass at the back end, wasn't it? Here we go with Ellis. There's a drive down the ground, which will pick up just a single. Tommy Rogers will fancy himself here. The annoyance for that is, and Brett, you summed it up, is that if they get 155 here, 170 was still an offer, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's a game-changing run out. I know that might sound a little silly with only 5 balls to go, but the way Bethel was striking the ball, anything under 15 was going to be a win for the Canes. So Tommy Rogers is capable.
Ellis now to Rogers, who flays it through the covers. You only get a single.
Oi!
Good piece of bowling.
In that instance, Dave, there's, what do we got? We've got 3 balls left. Are you best to come back for the second regardless?
Yes.
With, 3 wickets in hand. I mean, I know that you expose a new batter, but...
Definitely.
Try and put a bit of pressure on. Not sure.
No, good call. Good call. 7 for 151. 3 balls to go. Ellis in charge with the ball. Wide delivery. Hit away to deep point. Mitchell Owen. He has a really good tournament in the field, hasn't he? Safe pair of hands.
Yeah, you've mentioned a couple of times he's made the Ricky Ponting stand side his side of the ground. It's been quite impressive.
Chowdhury and Wakeham have had the hill end, or the hill side, I should say. Travel Money Oz, same day foreign cash delivery. It doesn't look enough, the total on face value. I'm just a small bit with the wicket. Maybe there's just a little bit more in it for the bowlers this time. Down the ground, decent timing. Won't get there, but they'll pick up a couple. Chowdhury gets around and restricts to 2.
I do get a giggle out of seeing cricketers with sunglasses on the back of their head at night time. That's I love Chowdhury. He's my guy, but would that be a hindrance for you?
No, I don't think
you're siding with the players there.
It's good.
It's not unusual also.
Last ball, the 20th over. Oh! Ellis has taken a ball. Is that a catch or a bump ball? I think it's a bump ball. It was a brilliant bit of fielding by Nathan Ellis at the end. He stuck up the right hand. It was the ground catch. A good finish from Ellis. A brilliant bit of fielding from Mitchell Owen, which saw the back end of Bethel, who was just magnificent for 87. But the Renegades for Travel Money Oz, same day foreign cash delivery, feel like they've fallen a little short, 7 for 154.
Yeah, I mean, we speak about par here being 170, 175, 180. I know that, I've said that, and I'll contradict myself here because we spoke to Marcus Pamplin after, and he didn't believe himself either. He suggested that the par score was actually 155 on average. But he was also surprised by that. So when the chief of the groundsman thinks par's around 170, I'm happy to run with that. So just in terms of the outfield and the wickets played quite well, bar that opening over from Riley Meredith. He bowled a 146k thunderbolt that landed halfway down the wicket and didn't carry through to Matty Wades. Outside of that, it played very well. Certainly, if you ask young Bethel, 87 off 50, he's made the bulk of 7 for 154.
Yes, they were absolutely shot without him, weren't they? It was, and he built the innings so well at the back end. 87 off 50 he finished with.
Can I ask a question, slightly off cricket? Why would we start a Tuesday night game at 7:30?
I did wonder that myself. I don't have an answer.
It's a bit of a scheduling disaster. I've looked at the clock. It's 9:03. We're back out at 9:13.
Yes.
Which is going to take us through to 10:40 minimum.
Yes.
I know it's not school night, kids are on school holidays, but that does make things problematic for workers tomorrow morning. And look, a decent crowd here for a work night. Everyone back, well, most people back at work.
You're back at work?
Today, yeah. So I'm doing well to be here. It's a long day. Now we are going through here, David, without a break at the moment. It's our thoughts are with the staff and everyone at Optus at the moment.
Well, we're producing the program out of Optus Stadium. And they've got a fire alarm that's going berserk, and they've fled. So you're
stuck with us.
Stuck with us, David Lithgow and Brett Sheep. It's great to have you with us. Hurricanes looking for top spot. The Renegades looking to hang on to their season. Don't appear to have done quite enough, but 7 for 1, 5 for it's a total. One of those funny totals, isn't it?
A superb innings from Bethel. You can't speak highly enough of how attractive an innings that was. There was really only one, what's that word you use? Swoosh.
Yeah.
Where you clear the front leg and just swing as hard as you can, golf style, and that one flew over long on off Meredith. Outside of that, all very stylish straight drives and lofted drives, some big pulls to the long boundary. He was extremely impressive, and without him it was very, very gloomy. I do wonder about Jake Fraser McGurk. It's an interesting topic.
He's had a horror summer in the 224. Now he's been named in the Australian team, okay? So that's good. Did we catch that? The 15-man preliminary squad for the Champions Trophy was announced. There's a couple interesting ones in there. He's not in that. He's not in the squad. No. But there's a couple I want to talk about: Cummins, Carey, Ellis, Hazelwood, Travis Head, Inglis, Labuschagne, Mitchell Marsh, Glenn Maxwell, Matt Short, Stephen Smith, Mitchell Stark, Marcus Stoinis, and Adam Zampa. And Aaron Hardy hasn't made a runner or hardly a wicket all year. Has somehow found himself into that squad. He's a prodigious young talent, but he has been sadly out of form. Today, of course, Australia played England in the second of the Ashes series, and they got the victory 180. Elise Perry, what a marvel she is. Top scorer in 60, defeating England with 159. So the Aussie women's team, what an incredible side they've been for so many years. But back to that, no Fraser McGurk. Aaron Hardy, how does he get into that team with his form? He's been highly regarded for the last couple of years, of course.
Who would you replace him with?
Well, the obvious way I'm going to go here is the Bo Webster angle, who's got an incredible one-day record for Tassie the last couple of years. But I'm not so fussed about that. I'm just not sure how hard he's in that team. But anyway, he's very, very, very talented. You know me, Brett. I just love people to get into these squads when they smack the doors down and demand spots. And I'm not sure Hardy, as good as his talent is, there's a bit of a school of thought, though, they've just got to get some of these younger guys in there because it's a bit of Dad's army.
Certainly,
that's probably fair.
Yeah, one of the there was a grab from social media, did the rounds of the most recent tests. Might have been the MCG test where Sam Constas is 19 and everyone else is over 30. So I don't mind the idea of exposing some of this talent to these types of tours. I mean, is Aaron Hardy going to contribute heavily throughout the tournament? Perhaps not, but what an invaluable experience for him if they believe he has the ability to play in the future, to be around the group and to learn and train with and rub shoulders with some of the game's greats. So I probably see it a little differently. I think it's okay to carry a 13th man who you want to expose to the level and have around the group. Certainly if you're picking on merit, yeah, for sure there are probably some guys that are ahead of him, but Bo Webster's in that same age range again. So if you are looking to the future, having someone in that squad that you can blood a little bit, have around the group and show the ropes to, I think is important. But yeah, back to Fraser McGurk, you've got to wonder, the talent is undeniable. I mean, the kid is as explosive a player as we've ever seen. He has all the shots, maybe a little questionable through the offside, but certainly anything that gets on his eye line or just outside is capable of getting to leg. His IPL tournament was off the charts. And so I think moving forward he'll certainly sort himself out, but it's striking that balance and reading the situation of the game and certainly for the Renegades, the move to have him bat at 3, I think is a strange one. There's no doubt he's best suited to the freedom of opening.
Yes.
Having him at 3 and having to be a little more situational, I'm not sure is his style, but he'll work it out. The talent is there. There's no denying that, and you know, he's kind of got the hardest part sorted, right? Like the talent is the hardest part, the mental side of the game, experiences and learning. As long as he's surrounded by good mentors and coaches, I've no doubt that he'll be a mainstay in that white ball Australian team.
A couple of questions coming through here on Twitter. Sophie from Penguin asking, Brett, does Riley Meredith look to be someone who could have got into that Champions League squad? Thank you for your question, Sophie. Probably
not. I mean, there's... Yeah, look, maybe...
Whose spot is he taking?
Aaron Hardy's.
Yeah, correct. Well, Aaron's the all-rounder, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's seen as the future.
I think not quite. Certainly, you know, I think you're angled towards...
Stark and...
Yeah, towards some T20 stuff is certainly
that's his spot.
He's right in the running for. I mean, I really hope at some point that Riley gets a really good look at Shield cricket and through his body. Now he's got that run up and those angles sorted. He's moving so well. He's getting shape with the new ball. I do really hope that he gets a clean run at Shield cricket because, you know, with the age demographic of some of those quicks, you know, they will be looking at standout performers and pace. We know is key. He has that.
Shane Warne was on it 5-6 years ago, wasn't he? He was on the Meredith bandwagon. Get him in.
Well, look, he's certainly fast enough, and now that he's been able to work it out technically, he's got himself in a really good group. But there is such a massive difference between off-speed deliveries and variations of T20 cricket and having that sheer pace work for you in Shield cricket. You know, batters have more time. They can be a little bit more patient. And the one thing for Riley is because he's so fast, if his radar is slightly off for a Shield level player, he becomes a little hittable. So that's for him to work out. But I do hope it's something that's on his radar and something that he's aspirational for because, as I said, you know, 146 to 1. I think he bowled one at 151 today is a skill set that every single cricket team needs.
No doubt about it. David Lithgow and Brett Jeeves with you. We're rolling closer by the minute to the second innings here. Of course, the Hurricanes, well, they'll be coming out with a new look opening partnership. It'll be Mitch Owen, who's been so dynamite, but Caleb Jewell into that team. So if we look at the team from a few weeks ago, Hope's gone, McDermott's gone, Waqar Salmon-Kill, he's left as well. Now we've got Billy Stanlake down with a shoulder. That's probably the nervousness that we would have just at the moment for Hobart.
Look, it's a new look Hobart Hurricanes. I mean, this isn't the team that has carried the momentum for the first part of the tournament. Shai Hope was pretty steady. I think he played some good knocks at the top of the order. Certainly Waqar Salmon-Kill I thought was very good, and you know, we took a text through the text line from Butsy Donahue, who's a local Hobart icon now living in Melbourne, around the impact of spinners here at Linda Stadium. And it's been a graveyard effectively for wrist spinners. So certainly I thought Salmon-Kill was quite impressive. Held it quite nicely, took some key wickets and was quite economical. But this is a different team, and this is where I guess that total, perhaps below par, but with a fresh batting list for the Hurricanes, could be exploitable.
We're about to see the opening batters for Hobart coming out, and they'll be trying to hunt down 154 to win, so very gettable targets from a batting lineup that's been in pretty good touch, albeit with some changes tonight, which will make things a little bit more difficult. No Jordan in the middle order. No McDermott somewhere near the top. We've mentioned about the imports that aren't here now.
I I love standing up here in of course, the top of the media box, looking down over the crowd and seeing kids wearing their club jumpers, representing their local clubs. I see you down there, Glenorchy boys, wearing your Glenorchy hoodies, behaving nicely. Umpires making their way out onto the field, walking through the flag waving of the young Hurricanes. Enthusiastic little legends down there, getting right amongst it, having their time out in the middle.
Well, you mentioned your boys are back on board.
Hey, we are waffling here. This is a waffle fest.
I thought you'd done a good job, actually. I was about to credit you. Your boys are back on board. It's been a good summer. The test has been awesome.
I think I read this morning, Flash, that in terms of ratings, last night's Big Bash game outrated the tennis.
Huge.
Which is pretty significant. Very rarely happens that. Tennis it's a massive time of year, the Australian Open, and of course that broadcast all over the world. It's a huge deal for Tennis Australia and the Australian Open.
Just before we go to the starting, I'm just going to get Hamish Spence to come over here very quickly and just have a look at this ladder for us. Hamo, I need you to come this way and give us a little rundown for 1 minute about the standings and how you see it and what the implications are, because as you mentioned off air, Brisbane Heat still could go in front of Hobart if everything went their way.
Yeah, absolutely, Flash. So the way it stands at the ladder now is the Hurricanes, Thunder and Sixers, they've all locked up their spots, so there's only one left. The Heat are the only team who control their fate because they've got 2 games left. If they win both of those, they'll be guaranteed a spot in the finals. Now, every team is a mathematical chance. The Scorchers' chances are pretty slim now, as are the Renegades. The one interesting team to watch, the Stars, of course, started off so badly, but now making a surge, currently in the top 4 in their final game of the season. It's also the Hurricanes' final game of the regular season. So that'll be a really interesting one to watch, especially if the Hurricanes are chasing a top 2 or top spot on the ladder.
Well done, Hamish Spence. I did something cool the other day, David, and this lady said to me...
We'll break it down.
This lady said to
Hammer
me...
time.
This lady said, not even a pretty face. And I said, don't you mean not just a pretty face? And she just shook her head. She said, no, not even. Well, that got me down. I was going to say the same thing, Ham, but you've got it all going on.
How's the song going? Hammer time. What's the bit? Can't remember. You know, I had a little skit for him at the basketball, and I had the hammer time as when he came on to give his stats and insight into all the statistical things we need.
Say that again.
I'm just waffling, which you mentioned before. We like Hammer. Thank you, Hammer. Mitchell on strike here now. Caleb Jules in at the top of the order. Looks to be, I think Bethel's going to open up the bowl in here from the river ends.
I've got to say, David, I went to school with a group of kids, family named Bessel. It's really difficult for me to say Bethel because every part of me wants to get the S out.
It's the only Bethel I've ever known. He's had a great game, 87 with the bat, and Mitchell. And this is the prize wicket the Renegades could get him early. Oh, that's down the leg side. I reckon that's going to run away for 4 byes. It's a horrible start if that's the case. And they do. 4 wides. Down the leg sides. Owen missed it. Keeper missed it. 4 runs to the total.
I think what'll break their hearts even more is the little foot lift from Mitch Owen.
Yes.
Getting a look at the replay. I think had the keeper grabbed that and got the stumps off. Now looking at a leg side stumping there. That is sloppy.
He wasn't quite there, was he? Owen pushes into the offside.
I've got to say, I quite like the start of spin to Owen. We've seen how brutal he's been against anything back of length, speed on. He's been absolutely pummeling into the members here at Ninja Stadium. Speed off.
He's Owen now on the onside. He tried to launch that one. He's going to turn for 2. That is brilliant running, Mitchell Owen. Very, very good. He sees the opportunity and he just did really well. He summed it up beautifully. Harry Dixon just didn't quite get there in enough time. Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals, none for 7. Owen stays on strike. He just wants to look over mid-off and straight down the ground. It's what he does. He goes on the onside. Will it go all the way? Of course it does. That was so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Oh, my gosh.
Every part of me wants to say that's what she said. I wouldn't be allowed to say that, I don't think.
Just keep it clean. What about that?
That was huge. That was
tinny.
That was a very, very big 6.
None for 13. He's a brute, this man. Buckle up. Brett Jeeves is already standing on his toes, waiting for what's going to happen here. On the back foot, into the covers for more. That just sat up, and Mitch Owen had 10 minutes to decide where he wanted to hit it, and that's what he did.
Well, this has been a horrid start. I didn't mind it as a play up front to
coming off 87.
Maybe just a bit of speed off to Mitch Owen. That last ball was just a rank drag down.
Your total straight away if you get 20. This is what Owen does, and he's done this all tournament. He's also given his wicket away at times when he shouldn't have done. The sweep. Bit of a shout. Looked to be tracking down the leg side.
What's going to hurt the Renegades the most is when they look back at the replay on ball 1 and realise that with any competent level of wicket keeping, they had their man.
Wasn't far away, that shout. Just sliding. Last ball of the first over, number 17. Owen still on strike. Tries to sweep it again, but can't get any contact. And after 1, none for 17. Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals. Travel Money Oz same-day foreign cash delivery. David Lithgow, Brett Jeeves with you. Hamish Spence, our guru with the stats, our guru with the... Well, he's a guru with everything. With the clients, with the ads, with the whole bits and pieces with us as well. Jim's out the back there somewhere. Chris is back on deck. I'm hearing they put the fire out at Optus Oval in Perth, which I'm very pleased about. Brett Jeeves. Tommy Rogers is about to come into the attack.
Well, the bad news is we've got 12 minutes of breaks to get to.
Doesn't matter.
We'll have to...
We'll be right.
Opportunity for you to eat food that I know you desperately...
It's not bad. It's not a coffee rub from Rockwall, but it's good. Caleb Jewell on strike. This is an opportunity for this young man. He's got the talent at this level. Hasn't been able to hold his place in the team. Rogers into the attack. Ooh, and he just startled Caleb Jewell with that one.
Well, these two play club cricket together at North Hobart, so Tom Rogers will know that Jewell's weakness is anything shaping him back at the stumps. He's a bit of a nicker early. He's also known to just lose his head a little bit to the offside, fall across him, and Rogers has got some good shapes. He'll want to target those pegs with as much swing and pace as he can.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage for every listening around Australia, around the world on SEN Cricket. That's an unusual looking shot from Caleb Jewell on the back foot, but he does hit the gap and he'll pick up a single.
Well, he's been out of touch, Jewell,
yes,
and I don't want to harp on it because I love him as a cricketer. When he's confident, he is just a sublime, technically correct little player, capable of hitting big, and we've seen that throughout the BBL, but this hasn't been his finest year, and you can tell up front those first 2 balls, he's played both of those with both feet in the air. Technically not a great position to have a strong bat plane or provide any power.
Buckle up, Bretty boy. Mitch Owen with a field in. Works on the onside. Good cricket. So this is about the maturity now of Mitch Owen, because we have seen Brett the last couple of home games, he's just thrown his wicket away. Now you take that because the starts have been blazing hot, but I'm sure he's looked back at his couple of innings here and thought, you know what, I just didn't need to give that wicket away.
Yeah, but I think
but
good with a bad, right?
That's right.
A player
exactly.
like Owen who you want to go out and break the game. I mean, he's already done that largely.
He has.
17 off the first over.
Changes the dynamic straight away. Jewel on strike. Tries to flick it down the onside. He looks a little bit jumpy, doesn't he? Caleb Jewell back into the team. Such a big step up from everything else you've been doing club cricket-wise. And he has had a difficult year. Lost his spot at the top in the Tassie team.
It just doesn't look still. It doesn't look balanced. And so when we've seen him at his best, compact, feet grounded, back lift, everything in sync, which obviously provides him a good stable footing to be able to hit the ball rather than at the moment the ball's hitting the bat.
His Jewel into the offside. It's another dot ball.
And that's happening because he's largely had both feet off the ground. It's really, really difficult, almost impossible to be able to actually hit the ball from that position unless you're hitting a big, brutal forehand down the line. Cricket's a different game. It's about straight lines, and for Caleb Jewell at the moment, just looking a little awkward.
Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by Locals and Travel Money Oz same-day foreign cash delivery. Rogers to continue. No run again. Dot ball, just the 2 off it. Good over from Tom Rogers, none for 19 after 2. It's mow time with Toro's 0-turn mowers. Interesting pitch. Just giving us the impression, Brett, that perhaps a little bit more in it for the bowlers, perhaps. I think it's been a good pitch this year. I mean, the good bowlers have still extracted a bit out of it, haven't they? Meredith hasn't any trouble bowling here all summer.
Yeah, and largely that's been swing through the air for Meredith.
Yes.
It's that on-speed, extreme pace. And which is why I feel sorry for Billy Stanlake, because today he found that. He was able to get some movement through the air again, which we haven't seen for some time. He goes down with a shoulder injury.
Fergus O'Neill now from the river end. Owen with like a slower ball, which was well bowled from O'Neill, and Owen can't do anything with it.
He's become a cricketer, this guy, hasn't he?
Yep.
Just a performer, takes wickets at all levels, all formats. I like him. He's got an element to him, hasn't he? I wonder where he plays his club cricket. Is he Dandenong?
He continues now to Owen. That's good bowling. Stump to stump, top of off, just cramping the room. There of Mitch Owen to free his arms for Meebank, the home loan specialists.
He's 23 years of age,
very young.
He looks 42. I don't mean to be mean. It's the beard. I'm sure his mother would say the same thing.
None for 19. Couple of dot balls to start this over. Owen, will it go over? Yes, not far away from the outfielder, but he just muscled that one over, and he picks up a 6.
It's a big hit to the long side. Mitch Owen took a big risk going aerial to the hillside of the ground here, it's got to be 75 metres tonight. It's a big strike. 79 metres.
Wasn't far away from Harry Dixon, was it? Now he goes down the ground with a drive. Can't beat the field, and now there's the misfield. They might get 2. No, they'll settle for 1. That'll bring Caleb Jewell on strike. Yeah, Harry Dixon was just tracking it a bit, but he muscled it. There's no other word to put it.
He's getting him clean at the moment. There's no doubt about that.
So he's 20 off 11. Jewell is 1 off 5. So there's the contrast, isn't it? A man in absolute form of his life, and another one trying to find it again. 5 on the ring on the offside here. O'Neill knocks him over. He never looked settled, Caleb Jewell. He advanced, and it looked a little bit all over the shop, to be fair. A little inside edge, and O'Neill picks up the wicket. Caleb Jewell's got to go. 1 for 26.
Well, it's really difficult to watch Caleb Jewell bat like that. That dismissal is so out of his wheelhouse and playbook. Caleb Jewell giving himself room, trying to hit a golf shot over long on. He lost his head, his shape. He's going to look at that replay and be extremely disappointed And his role is to get bat on ball, get Mitch Owen on strike. Chewed some up against Tom Rogers. It was 1 off 6. There's really no need. You're already ahead of the game to panic. And that's what that was. That's a young fella out of form who panicked. Allowed the game to get ahead of him rather than look at the scoreboard, assess the situation, understand that he just had some time. Feed Mitch Owen as much strike as you can across this 4-over opening power play. He's going to be very... I mean, and you hope too, you know, as a young Tasmanian, it's all right for us to be a little blinkered, but we know Caleb well, that he's getting good guidance down there around the technical elements that he's struggling with, and certainly his in-game decision there was a bad one.
For Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Charlie Wakeham in now. It immediately hits the gap, and there's the difference between, just at the moment, the form that Charlie Wakeham in. He's coming to the team, and he looked reasonably solid. Whereas Caleb Dew, unfortunately, all at sea a little bit. We'll go for a break. After 3 overs, they've lost their first wicket. Hobart 1 for 27.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault? Bryden's lawyers understand the stress and uncertainty that comes with a personal injury claim. Whether it's a car accident, slip and fall, or medical malpractice, Bryden's lawyers have the knowledge and expertise to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 1-800-848-848 today or book an online appointment at brydens.com.au. Bryden's Lawyers. Who helps you in your time of need? We do.
William Sutherland into the attack, bowling to Wakeham. It pushes on the onside, can't beat the field, 1 for 27. It is a different batting lineup. They do look a gun short at the moment, which would be fair to say. Ben McDermott, one of their highest paid players, Brett not here. And then you got Doran coming in at number 7. So he is a little bit down the wicket. But with Jewell and Wakeham and Doran, it's not quite as star-studded as we've been used to. Another dot ball.
Yeah, Hope and McDermott out make a really significant difference. Even Jordan, as you mentioned just then. Did you mention Jordan just then?
No, but I mentioned him earlier.
Stopped listening halfway through. But certainly, yeah, Jordan, McDermott, Hope out of that batting list. It does leave some holes, exposes some, like you said in the opener, a bit of a bat off.
There's a punch through the offside here. They pick up a single.
I've got to say, that's some pretty sloppy fielding. I mean, it's very difficult to see the exact angle, but the cover fielder has to know that Charlie Wakeham is exclusively trying to get off strike. Get Mitch Owen on strike, so...
Just doesn't want to lose his head right now, Sutherland. Bowls to Owen, he gets away with one. I'm not sure how that has missed the stumps off the pad, and it's... Whether it's the off stump or over the off stump bail, it's somehow missed the pegs. 4 runs.
Yeah, 4 leg buys. Very well bowled from Sutherland. Targeting what's a bit of a hot spot for Owen. Anything that's angled in at the top of leg stump has kind of been a bit of a problem for him. He loves the freedom to swing his arms back a length.
That hits the pads too. They've got a target here, haven't they?
Yeah, look, it's smart from Will Sutherland. He's executing this very nicely. Mitch Owen's desperate to get that big baseball swing, back of length, T-ball style. Sutherland on speed, on the leg stump, or even sliding down. Good length.
Sumo Energy scoreboard powered by locals. He's a cricketer, this young man, Sutherland. I can't wait to see him step up to the next level at some stage. Thrash through the covers from Owen. A little bit of width he was sweating on, and the power was brutal. Once again, 4 overs down, 1 for 36.
The Women's National Basketball League is back. The season is underway and it's bigger than ever. Featuring 7 of the Opal's bronze medalists from Paris, including Jade Melbourne, Izzy Borlace, Amy Atwell and Sammy Whitcomb, as well as talented imports from the WNBA. The league's brightest stars are ready to light up the court. WNBL, the future is here. Grab your tickets at WNBL.basketball or watch live on ESPN, 9 Go or 9 Now.
Sumo Energy Scoreboard powered by Locals. Travel Money Oz same-day foreign cash delivery. 1 for 36. Mitchell Owen, 24 of 14. Charlie Wakeham, 2 of 4. The field can spread now. They'll need to with Owen looking as he has done all tournament since he made that 100, Brett.
Yeah.
Sharp as a tack.
Yeah, quite clean. I thought you were a little harsh on Sutherland there. He didn't offer any width. Owen created the width. He backed away and he did. Sutherland was maybe middle and off. Owen just extended those levers, worked it through the offside. It's beautiful batting.
Here's Stowe on debut now. Leggy. Punched into the covers. Oh, shot the stumps. Owen's in trouble. I reckon he's out. I reckon they've got their man. I think it was horrible running. And my eye, he's out by 3 inches, and that is a disaster to the Hurricanes.
We've done umpire review for a
Let's have a look at this, Brett.
Can I have your best side-on shot, please?
Big trouble. Poor running. Wakeham went with a shot. He's going to get the drag down here
Thank you. That's
in front of the stumps. He's out by more than a foot. And Mitch Owens got to go. And that is a horrible situation now for the Hurricanes.
Well, that's a huge blunder. Yeah, there was no real single there. He hit it quite hard to the man at cover who's...
Brilliant bit of fielding.
At a pretty standard sort of cover. He's not deep on the ring. And we did speak about, certainly in the last 2 or 3 overs, when the field spreads and you've got everyone who is in the circle on the ring, you can generally hit the ball to them and get a single. But to the new batter, Charlie Wakeham, cover was up and that was suicidal. And look, this is where I think you can, as a captain, if you're Will Sutherland, the next time Joaquin gets on strike, I'd be bringing some guys in, have 3 men out, let him know, hey, this is...
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
certainly with the circumstances of him completely barbecuing the best player in the tournament at the moment, one of the hottest players in the tournament.
I'd be reminding him.
Yeah, putting the pressure right on him, saying, hey, big fella, this all comes down to you. Let's see that big shot. Let's see you bat your way out of this. Really try and get something from him. And it's not in Charlie Wakim's wheelhouse to go big against the spin early. Be interesting to see if they go down that path.
Sumo Energy Scoreboard powered by Locals. Here's Chowdhury on the back foot. Gee, that was beautiful timing. First delivery, gets a single. 2 for 37. So there's a little bit of a momentum shift, and you can tell the hush over the crowd. That's just one you want to get back. From a Renegades perspective, can that be the tonic? Here's Wakeham, same spot, he got the run out.
That's a better
this time
call.
He doesn't run.
Waiting? No. Yeah, that
was a barbecue job, wasn't it?
A really significant issue.
Lamb chops with lots of garlic. Cooked. Well done. He plays and misses.
Can I just say, if you're cooking your lamb chops well done, you've got...
No, well, it's barbecued.
You've got some problems.
Obviously, you're having a medium bread, but if you barbecue, you're cooking through, aren't you? Not sure what I'm talking about at the moment. Here's the back foot now into the gap. I reckon he's hit the gap, and he does. He picks up a boundary. He'll feel much better about himself now because he will be thinking a little bit of ordinary thoughts after running out the hottest player in the competition. That was a nice shot. Had to be hit, did it?
Yeah, not a great delivery, but he found the gap, which was important. I feel like they've missed the trick here.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Wakeham again. This time down the ground, picks up a single. Captains of the BBL, sometimes you just don't need to put 5 out to a new batter. 2 for 42 after 5. I'll get over it.
The Philmac OptiFill float valve is a high-performance compact float valve for large and medium troughs with high demand. Its unique smooth flow outlet design optimizes water flow and reduces turbulence to minimize float bounce. Combined with the patented soft close technology, which prevents water hammer and provides a reliable